On the news this afternoon, many feared dead as crude oil explodes more local community in River State. Police detain prime suspect in crisis halted Ubumi community, River State. 6 states asked Supreme Court to cancel presidential elections. INEC has supplementary elections to hold for after governorship assembly polls. Supreme Court to give judgment that 14 US places bounty on Democratic Republic of Congo militia leader. My name is Jude Omamigbe, and this is the news.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good afternoon and welcome. Many people have been feared dead following explosion from crude oil tapping point in Ruekpe community in MOR local government area of River State. The explosion is believed to have been caused by the activities of illegal crude oil refiners operating on the Trans-Niger Delta pipeline in the area. The spokesperson of the River State Police Command, Grace Iringe Koko, confirmed the incident to newsmen today, saying the divisional police officer is already on his way to the scene. Meanwhile, an environmentalist and executive director, Youths and Environmental Advocacy Center, Time-Face Dumen, in statement the explosion happened at about 2 a.m. today. Mr. Dumene said that the explosion and fire left dozens, including women, dead and burnt beyond recognition, with properties destroyed. He said the Nigerian army is already at the scene of the explosion. In another development, the River State Police Command says all inquiries concerning the federal lawmakers Chinyere Igwe and Ephraim Wuzi, who were arrested before last Saturday's election, should be directed to the 4 spokesmen in Abuja. The spokesperson of the command, Grace Iringe Koko, tells correspondent Onyekachi Wosu that the state command had been directed to concentrate on election matters.
For now, all our press release with regards to election and violence and what have you is only the first year we are speaking.
SP also said it's still investigating the police personnel that were arrested over their alleged involvement in electoral fraud. She said she could not confirm if the police officers are still in custody.
I think they asked the people that ward to come and give their own statement, and most of them said investigation they will revert now on. I need to verify, but I know they were there as at when I released that press statement, but I'm waiting for the state here to give me issues on it.
All right, you will recall that Taka Constituency 2 at the National Assembly was arrested on the 24th of February for alleged money laundering. He was caught with nearly $500,000 and a list of those who he allegedly intends to disperse the money to. Also, Ephraim Wuzi, who represents Eche Omuma Federal Constituency, was arrested on the 22nd of February 2023 after a viral video showed him directing election officials to be shot. President of Ubimi Youth Council, Ikechukwu Wadu, says the prime suspect in the crisis that rocked his community in last Saturday's election, James Onuaha, also known as Cross and Die, has been arrested. Interview, Mr. Wadu called the proper interrogation of the suspect to discover other members of the gang in the community. He, however, called for harm among these in the community.
His name is James Onoha, a.k.a. Cross and Die. He's in police custody now, Ebeda Division of Police Headquarters. I'm calling on Inspector General of Police, Commissioner of Police, to make sure that they interrogate him very well so that he will bring the compassion, and he also mentioned the names of his gang group in my community. Advice for my youth in my community is to remain calm, and nobody should cause any disturbance again in my community.
It was gathered that the suspect has been detained by the Egbeda Police Division. Recall that the elections were halted in Ward 12, Units 6 and 7 in Ubimini community in MOR local government area, River State, last Saturday, following a fracas that claimed 2 lives. A pregnant woman identified as Ruth Osa and a member of MOR local vigilante service, Emovis, known as Mark Oduze, were also said to have been killed on election day, with 1 vigilante personnel injured and 2 houses burnt. The police spokesperson in the state, SP Grace Iringe Koko, who confirmed the incident last week Saturday in Ubimini, said efforts are on to bring the perpetrators to justice, but she is yet to respond to the recent developments on the arrest of James Onoha. Moving on, spokesperson of the APC in Rivers State, Darlington Waju, has accused the state chairman, local organizing committee of APC Presidential Campaign Council, Tony Okocha, of working with the PDP in Rivers State. Mr. Waju, in an interview, was reacting to a statement credited to Mr. Okocha, who said that the APC would support the PDP governorship candidate as a way of reciprocating Governor Nyesom Wike's support for the president-elect Bola Tinubu in last Saturday's presidential election.
He has no business talking about who the APC will support. I don't even know which party he belongs to. But for all I care, he works with the PDP in Rivers State. And on the March 11th, 2023, APC members in Rivers State, in fact, people across party leanings, we vote for Tony Kolas, the next governor of Rivers State. Touching on the issues of him claiming the governor made the victory of the APC possible in Rivers State, even the governor himself has denied having a hand in it.
However, the Rivers State Presidential Campaign Council and the Tinubu Shetima Grassroots Independent Campaign Council of the APC says Tony Okocha spoke for himself alone. The state coordinator of Independent Campaign Council ICC and PCC, Augustine Wokiocha, while speaking to pressmen, said the victory of the president-elect was a natural cause of effect, given his track record and excellent achievements, and cannot be attributed to anyone. To election matters now, the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar and his Labour Party counterpart Peter Obi have reportedly approached the Presidential Election Court to seek permission for the inspection of election materials used during last Saturday's poll. Both presidential candidates refused to concede defeat in the February 25th presidential election, vowing to recover their mandate in court. Reacting to this, the Director of Media and Publicity for the APC Presidential Campaign Council, Bayo Onoagua, said that the president-elect was ready to engage the LP standard-bearer if he had concrete evidence to prove he won the election. In the same vein, 6 states have dragged the federal government before the Supreme Court seeking cancellation of the presidential and National Assembly elections. The 6 states who instituted the suit through their attorneys general are Adamawa, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Delta, Edo, and Sokoto. They are asking the Supreme Court to invoke relevant provisions of the law to cancel the poll based on alleged irregularities and malpractices. Well, still ahead, the Supreme Court to give judgment on Naira redesign case today. Stay tuned.
Push your head.
I am Jude Omamegbe. Staying with River State, the River State Commissioner for Information and Communication, Chris Finebone, has advised the public to be wary of fake and doctored video and audio clips concocted to tarnish the image of the state governor, Nyesom Wike. It followed a circulating audio recording of the governor bribing INEC officials to rig the presidential election, which was held last Saturday. A fact check of the viral audio, has since shown that it had been on YouTube since 2016. Mr. Finebone says the recording was doctored.
And now the business news.
To business now, the Supreme Court is set to deliver judgment in a suit brought against the federal government on the Naira redesign policy. 16 states of the Federation instituted the suit to challenge the legality or otherwise of the introduction of the policy. The 16 states, led by Kaduna, Kogi, Zamfara, are praying the apex courts to void and set aside the policy on the ground that it is inflicting hardship on Nigerians. In entertainment, rave of the moment, Spyro has released the remix of his hit single, Who Is Your Guy? The remix features Afrobeats royalty Tiwa Savage. In sports, the Flying Eagles have booked a spot in the semi-finals of the CAF Under-20 African Cup of Nations after seeing off the Junior Cranes of Uganda 1-0. Thursday's win at the Suez Canal Authority Stadium in Egypt also sealed the team's place in the FIFA Under-20 World Cup billed for Indonesia later on in the year. And finally, from the international scene, the United States is offering a reward of about $5 million for information that helps capture the leader of a rebel group in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo, which has ties to the Islamic State group. The U.S. State Department said under the command of Seka Musa Baluka, the Allied Democratic Forces had killed, maimed, raped, and abducted civilians, including children. In 2021, the U.S. labeled the ADF a terrorist organization. It is one of the dozens of armed groups active in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. And that was the news this afternoon. But before we leave, a quick wrap-up of the stories. Many are now feared dead after crude oil exploded in Emoa community. Police have detained the prime suspect in the crisis which halted the elections in Ubimini community, Rivers State. 6 states have asked the Supreme Court to cancel the presidential elections. INEC says supplementary elections will hold after governorship assembly polls. The Supreme Court is to give judgment on Naira redesign case today. And on the foreign scene, the U.S. places bounty on Democratic Republic of Congo militia leader. The news was edited by Martha Okeri. Mostly sunny weather in Port Harcourt this afternoon with temperatures of 32 degrees centigrade expected. Please be advised. Peace is a path to prosperity of a nation. Let peace reign. My name is Jude Omamigbe. Thank you for being a part of the news and have yourself a wonderful weekend.